Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being here today for our Stop Bullying Prevention Day. It's also Stop Bullying Prevention Month, and I wanted to embrace the power and the energy behind this message. The color for this month is blue and orange, so if you are here for the proclamation, please join us here this morning, up here. Come on, Reverend Stowe. So today is a day where we will stand up to bullies, not just here in Montgomery County, but everywhere in the world. Bullying has lifelong consequences on the recipient, but most importantly, our youth. We need to continue raising awareness to prevent bullying and spread kindness instead. We do have some special guests here, so I'm glad that you will be able to hear from them in a bit. And as you'll hear in our proclamation that we will read shortly, bullying is a tremendous problem affecting many people that we know. According to the official Stop Bullying website of the United States government, about 20% of students ages 12 to 18 nationwide have experienced bullying. And approximately 46% of students ages 12 to 18 bullied during the school year notified an adult at school about the incidents. Former bullies can change with support and encouraging. Bullying usually occurs at home since children mimic their parents' behaviors. Many bullies have turbulent home lives and take out their pain and frustrations at school or on their classmates. Childhood trauma is no excuse for behavior that explains why bullying happens in school. Now, while they can change their behavior and learn how to treat folks with compassion, it starts with fixing that behavior at home and having parents who invest in their children. In Montgomery County, we counter this harmful behavior through our community. Earlier this year, 3 students from Blair High School, a Student Strong app was created. It provides resources and gives students the ability to anonymously report incidences of bullying, harassment, sexual assault, or other forms of violence. Behind me, you'll find advocates who do incredible work to curb bullying in our schools, and we will first hear from Damon Monteleone, the Associate Superintendent for MCPS.
Thank you, Councilmember, and thank you for shouting out the Stronger Student app. If anybody out there is watching, or if you take out your phone and go to your Android or Apple App Store and search MCPS Stronger Student, we encourage you to download that now. But I appreciate this opportunity to join the council today for the National Stop Bullying Day proclamation. As has been well documented in the news over the last couple of years, incidents of bullying and hate have been on the rise across the United States. And our society, as we all know, is experiencing a great deal of outward hate and intolerance. And as diverse and as progressive as Montgomery County is, we are not immune to this. Indeed, our schools are a reflection of society, and MCPS continues to partner with community leaders, parents, and caregivers to instill the values of empathy, tolerance, and kindness in our students. As was noted, bullying and hate are learned, and MCPS is continue to be committed to enhancing our capacity to combat not only bullying, but hate, bias, and harassment in all its forms. We strive to foster an anti-racist, equitable, and inclusive learning environment and culture where students, families, and staff feel safe, valued, seen, and heard, so that no one is subject to bullying, harassment, or intimidation. Thank you very much. We remain steadfast in our commitment to work tirelessly with DHHS, the council, and other outside partners, community advocates, and stakeholders to isolate the root causes of bullying and hate and both prevent and respond to such incidents in a timely and culturally appropriate manner. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Monteleone. And next we will hear from Libby Nealis, Chair of the Mental Health Advisory Committee.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Libby Nealis, and I am here representing the Montgomery County Mental Health Advisory Committee. and we have great appreciation for this proclamation. Thank you to Councilmember Sayles for this opportunity to recognize National Stop Bullying Day during what is October, National Bullying Prevention Month. So the Mental Health Advisory Committee, for those of you who don't know, we work to highlight model programs and best practices, policy improvements, and funding increases for mental health services and programs in Montgomery County, particularly for our vulnerable populations, which do include our youth. So we're grateful to have the County Council promoting these policies as well, and we commend these efforts. While bullying is not a new issue, we now better understand the impact bullying has on mental health. We see how the pervasiveness of bullying through social media has given our additional challenges to our youth, who we know they're struggling to navigate a clear path in today's complicated world. We want to better support our youth with the kinds of policies that encourage a more positive school community environment. Thank you to the County Council again for our high school students who now have wellness centers in all the Montgomery County high schools. So they're not just addressing mental health needs, but also supporting youth development and building those social and emotional skills, which include an awareness of self and others, and build a capacity for empathy and emphasize respect and inclusion, which again are all values that we need to uphold, and that the schools need to do a good job of supporting that, as well as parents and families at the home. So we want to better support our youth to promote these kinds of policies and encourage this kind of bullying prevention and create a healthy environment for everyone. Thank you again to Councilmember Sayles for highlighting the issue of bullies with this proclamation, and for making a loud and clear statement that we need to prevent bullying by calling it out and speaking up, empowering bystanders with the courage to stand up to bullies and speak out. So we thank you again to the County Council and to MCPS and DHHS and all of our community organizations who are working with our high schools and our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Nealis. And next we're going to hear from Christy Warren, Executive Director of the Montgomery County Family Justice Center.
Good morning. So I am the director of the Montgomery County Family Justice Center Foundation, as you just said, and we are a nonprofit whose mission is to help raise awareness and stop power-based violence for members of the community of all ages. October actually also happens to be Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and there is a great intersection with bullying and domestic violence, as was mentioned. So we are very excited to be here and to recognize the significance of Stop the Bullying Day. This day marks the importance of addressing bullying, particularly in middle school, as a fundamental step in preventing issues like teen dating violence and domestic abuse. Bullying, especially in its early stages, sets the precedent for unhealthy power dynamics and control. By addressing this issue proactively, we not only prevent immediate harm, but also create the groundwork for future healthy relationships. The Montgomery County Family Justice Center Foundation has committed our support to programs in middle and high schools because we understand the pivotal role of early intervention. By fostering an atmosphere and community of respect, empathy, and kindness from a young age, we equip our youth to recognize and reject not only bullying, but abusive behavior in future relationships as well. Again, we're very excited about this day, and together we can work towards a brighter and safer future for our children.
Thank you, Ms. Warren. And finally, we have Director Jim Stowe from the Committee on Hate and Violence. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Councilmember Sayles, for the leadership in providing this opportunity to bring focus on this very, very disturbing issue that's gaining momentum not only in our schools, but also in many other aspects of our lives. I want to just talk a minute or two about, first of all, what's happening with our Committee Against Hate Violence. We've got Sue Stovall with us this morning. So Sue is with us as one of our members. Denise Almez is one of our staff persons who works with the Committee Against Hate Violence, our chair, Lisa Taylor, and our co-chair, Craig Simon, looking at issues of hate that occur throughout the community. Because again, bullying, my friends, is a form of hate. Previous speakers have talked about, again, bullying being learned. Let me also tell you that bullying is never forgotten. So I'm going to ask real quickly, how many of you have been bullied in this audience today? And I don't know about you, I have too. And I remember it as though it was yesterday. I know the people involved, I know the circumstance and situation, and more importantly, I know how I felt, and more importantly, I also knew that at the moment I was in it, I felt I was all alone and could not do anything about it. Because in my case, the person was older. And I was so afraid that if I said something about it, there may be additional consequences. Bullying is happening in the workplace. Many people are going through their daily existences trying to earn their living in circumstances where they are constantly intimidated and being brought to be a position of just almost uselessness because they don't have anything to do or they don't know what to do in this case. So we've got to speak out. Got to be a part of the process of moving beyond this whole piece. And social media, my friends, has provided a pathway with unlimited access to many of us. And so the challenge is even greater. And so this day of Stop Bullying on this particular moment in time in Montgomery County only leads to additional opportunities to have that be something not only that we put to our children and what they're going through in our schools, but also you and me. And so that we move to every day understanding a little bit more about ourselves and putting those memories behind us further and further. And so I would again commend Councilmember Sayles for bringing this to our attention and making us focus, but for a moment, on this particular important issue in our community. Again, I agree with my previous speaker. We must speak out and stand up for those who may not be able to speak for themselves, because we're all in this together. We are one Montgomery County. Thank you very much.
Thank you again to all of our esteemed speakers this morning. And now I'll read the proclamation. Whereas National Stop Bullying Day, which takes place on the second Wednesday of October each year, is a day for school children, their teachers, and their parents to spend time learning about bullying and recognizing how they can prevent it. And whereas in 2014, the CDC and the Department of Education released the first federal definition of bullying. The definition includes 3 core elements: unwanted aggressive behavior, observed or perceived power imbalance, and repetition or high likelihood of repetition of bullying behaviors. And whereas bullying can be physical or emotional and often causes lasting issues such as depression and anxiety, increased feelings of sadness and loneliness, changes in sleep and eating patterns, and loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities. And whereas, according to the official Stop Bullying website of the United States government, about 20% of students ages 12 to 18 nationwide have experienced bullying, and 12 to 18-year-olds have notified someone in their school about the incidents. Whereas Safe Schools Maryland is an anonymous and free reporting system available to students, teachers, schools, staff members, parents, and the general public to report any school and or student safety concerns, including mental health concerns. Safe Schools Maryland is Maryland's only official anonymous reporting system, and it operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Whereas young people in Montgomery County are playing an active role in the solution by brainstorming creative ideas, such as the Student Strong app, Montgomery County can be an active part of the solution by fostering diversity, equity, and inclusion in our school system and enacting and enforcing bullying prevention policies that hold bullies accountable in all walks of life. Now therefore be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby recognizes National Stop Bullying Day as an essential day to raise awareness about the harmful effects of bullying and how we can all be a part of the solution. presented on this 24th day of October in the year 2023 by Councilmember Laurie-Anne Sayles, Council President Evan Glass, and the entire Montgomery County Council. Thank you.